Hello, my name is Dr. Linda Isaacs. The material in this video is designed to augment what's available on my website, so please visit that site to learn more about what it is that I do. My website address is www.drlindai.com. Again, www.drlindai.com. Sometimes patients will wonder, how did I come to be a part of this nutritional program? How did I wind up working with Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez for all these many years? I think when I went to medical school, my expectation was that I would just be a regular doctor, so to speak. I did not have any particular interest in nutrition or alternative medicine. But two things happened to change that. First of all, when I was a third-year medical student doing my internal medicine rotation, I was assigned to work with a medical team, and the intern on that team was a man named Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez. Now, he was already engaged in a research project at that time, investigating the work of an alternative practitioner named William Donald Kelley, a dentist who had created a nutritional approach to cancer and other types of illnesses. Nick was already collecting cases and investigating the work of this dentist. The results of his investigation were eventually published under the title One Man Alone. That book is available on Amazon. But at that time, he was in the middle of his project. But he was willing to talk about what he was finding to anyone who was willing to listen. And I was one of the people that was willing to listen. As an example, he told me about a patient with prostate cancer whom Dr. Kelley had treated. This gentleman was diagnosed with cancer in the mid-1970s. He, at the time of his diagnosis, already had widely spread prostate cancer, which was affecting practically every bone in his body. He was admitted to a hospital for pain management, came out of that hospitalization with the expectation that he would soon be passing away, started on the Kelley program, and 7 years later, he was working part-time and playing the violin in a ragtime band. This was the kind of story that got my attention, partly because as a medical student working in the hospital wards, I had already met patients like that, patients with prostate cancer, widely metastatic, who certainly didn't look like they were planning to go back to work anytime soon. And so I could appreciate what miracles that Nick was finding in Dr. Kelley's practice. That made me believe that this work needed to be followed up on. But the other thing that happened for me partway through medical school is that my own health started to deteriorate. I had worked as an undergraduate in a biochemistry laboratory and been very, very careless with laboratory chemicals. One of the chemicals that I worked with all the time was something called beta-mercaptoethanol. And what's relevant about this is that beta-mercaptoethanol has a very strong and recognizable odor. It smells like rotten eggs. It's very similar to products that are used to straighten curly hair or curl straight hair, what's used in permanent waves. So I started to get sick as I was in medical school, and by the time I reached the end of my medical internship, I was barely functional. I was extremely ill. I finished everything, passed all my exams, but then took some time out from my training in order to do the Kelley program to improve for myself. And what happened as I was doing the protocol is that I would find periods where toxins were literally coming out of my skin, and that recognizable chemical, the beta-mercaptoethanol, could be smelled not only by me, but by other people. I wasn't the most pleasant person to be around for a while there. And my hair changed texture. It got very brittle and curly for a while, and then went back to its usual self once my body healed. So I went on the program to get better, and I went from barely functional at the the end of my medical internship to 3 years later being able to finish up my residency and get my boards in internal medicine. But at that point, I went to join Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez in his practice, and he and I worked together for more than 20 years until he passed away unexpectedly in 2015. Since then, I've dedicated myself to continuing this work and continuing to collect case reports of patients that have done well.